Hello, everyone. Welcome back. It is Saturday, February 22nd, the NBA, and my best bets are on the way. We got three picks we're going to dive into in just one moment. As always, thanks for spending some time with us. If you are new, do me a favor, go down below, like, and subscribe. My name's Austin. Thanks for tuning in. As always, we begin the videos recapping how we did the day before, and it was a pretty good day for us on Friday night, a 4-2 day. Now, man, the comment section was attacking me for Karl Anthony Towns under, especially at halftime when he had 21 points, still went under. I mean, hey, we'll take a little bit of luck there, but it's not like he shot a ton. He just shot really efficiently. But hey, he went under. We'll take that. We cashed our Brunson parlay with the cat under. Then we had DeRozan and Beasley, who came through pretty easily. Our two losers, Garland over in threes and Collier over under in assists. I think there was a point where the Jazz had made 12 shots. Collier had assisted on 8 of them. Tip the cap to him. As for Garland, I am banning over in threes. I have no luck when I ask guys to make 3-pointers for me. So either way, a 4-2 day, we certainly will take it above the 30-unit mark once again. The goal, never go below the 30-unit mark again. Let's try to hopefully get some momentum today. We got three picks. I'm going to dive into each of them in just a second. Again, appreciate you guys for tuning in. Let's go 3 into today on a Saturday. Have a great weekend. Let's dive into things. As we've talked about a couple times this week, PropsMadness, our newest sponsor, they're going to be the website we're going to show a ton in just a few seconds. So, of course, if you want to sign up, the link down below, you get 25% off your first purchase. Again, there is a pretty cool tool. We're not really going to use it today, but they recently just added a new update last night that lets you see where assists go. So if you're looking for guys over in assists, and maybe you're like, does this team give up a lot of assists where he gets his assists? So, for example, I don't know, let's say Lonzo Ball gets all of his assists at the rim, but his matchup is not a good one for rim assists. Something like that. You get what I mean? We'll probably use that tool a little bit more as the days go on. But today I don't have any assist props, but I do have a rebound prop, and we'll begin with that as we're going to Donovan Clingan, our first play of the day, my best bet of the day, his over in rebounds. Now you'll see two kind of picks on the screen. I did take his over 8.5 rebounds, which is what his regular line was at minus 130 on DraftKings DK. I also am taking him for 10 or more rebounds, aka over 9.5 at plus 140. Now, how I split it up unit wise, 1 unit on the regular over 8.5, just a little quarter unit on the plus 140. I don't need to get too aggressive. I would play a little bit more, and I'm going to be honest. I almost took Clingan up to 14 rebounds. That was about plus 800 on, I think, Caesars or Bet365, one of the two. But he is a rookie, and I'd rather not get overzealous trying to chase some crazy value. But I do think this line is undervaluing Donovan Clingan, who is now the starting center for the Blazers. Now, if you have no idea who Clingan is, like I said, he plays for the Blazers. They're playing at home tonight against the Hornets. Now, a lot of people backed Clingan in his last game, and I almost considered it, but I stayed away from it because his line was like 10.5, 11.5 rebounds in that game. And what happened? He got played off the floor. They played LeBron James, Austin Reeves, and the Lakers, and they attacked him nonstop. And basically, Chauncey Billups, the head coach for the Blazers, was like, well, I can't play you out there, brother. You have been pretty bad. So you can't defend anyone. So we're going to put you on the bench. Now, I do like this matchup a lot more for him against the Charlotte Hornets. Why is that? Well, the Lakers, for starters, they are a team that like to attack the weakness of the other team. As for the Hornets, I'm going to be honest. I don't really know if they know what they're doing out there. LaMelo Ball is just chucking up shots. Miles Bridges chucking up shots. I don't expect them to attack him nonstop. And what I also like is we know the Lakers don't have any size. They have Jackson Hayes. They're playing Ellison off the bench. They don't really have any true center in there. That's not the case for Charlotte. They have Mark Williams, who's obviously back, and they have Jusuf Nurkic coming off the bench. So you kind of need some size in there, whereas you didn't really need the size against the Lakers. They'll need it tonight. Let's hope Clingan can get some more minutes. Now, obviously, let's go to PropsMadness. Like I said, this is our site we use a ton. The assist thing I was talking about is like, for example, let's say you like Denny of Dia assists, for example, where he gets his assists, you'd see 43% in the rim restricted area. Well, his matchup, the Hornets allow the fourth fewest there. So pretty cool little thing that they've added. Again, sign up using my code COS. You'll get 25% off your first purchase. I encourage you to check it out. It's probably the best research tool out there. It's the reason I partnered with them. We use them every single day. Let's talk about Clingan, though. Obviously, if you're looking at his rebound prop, you're like, Austin, what the hell are we doing? He's only over 9 of 30 games. I get it. And that is because he's been behind DeAndre Ayton. I won't pull up their depth chart. He's been behind DeAndre Ayton the whole season. But obviously, when DeAndre Ayton has been out, you're going to see an uptick in minutes. So when Ayton's out, over in 7 of 13, not the best hit rate with Robert Williams in there as well, but I'm not too concerned about all these numbers. What I really want to see is when he's out on the floor. because obviously a lot of these games he's playing 17, 14 minutes. And last game he only played 17. Like I said, got played off the floor. Still 14 rebound chances. Really, I'm only concerned about when he gets his minutes. And when he gets 20 or more minutes, he's over in 7 of 11 games. He has the, 10 rebounds in a lot of these games. There's a reason I almost played him up to 14 and a half or 14, because you see a couple games of 14, 19, 14, 20 rebounds here. And this game's only, 26 minutes. I don't expect him to play like 35 minutes like he did in this game. He played 31 against Jokic. But again, this is a guy that quietly has one of the highest rebounding percentages in the NBA. He's up there close with like Andre Drummond and guys like that. So again, I really think it's a good spot here. We've seen centers have some pretty good rebounding games against the Hornets. Saw Jokic have 17 in both of his 2 games. I didn't even honestly look at the last time he played the Hornets. I didn't really care matchup wise, but we see last time he played them, 13 rebounds in 18 minutes. Now, granted, Ayton and Robert Williams didn't play there. I don't know why he only saw 18 minutes. If we were to go through his thing, January 24th, you'd think he was kind of on a minutes restriction, if you will, coming back from injury and this and that. Yeah, he had just returned back from injury after 10 days off. So, again, absolutely dominated them in his one matchup. I'm not really going to read too much into that, but hey, 13 rebounds in less than 20 minutes. He could easily do that again today. So I like splitting up the units here. 1 unit on his regular over at minus 130, and then a quarter unit on the plus 140 for him to get 10 or more. Like I said, if you're looking for a long shot play, I want to say his, and I can look it up right now for you. I want to say his 14 rebounds was an absolutely nuts line. I was going to take it, but again, he is a rookie. They can be a little volatile with their minutes. But again, I think this is a great spot for a guy like Donovan Clingan to absolutely grub on the boards. He already almost hit the over with the 14 plus against them before. Again, we're on odds jam here. 14 rebounds and now down to plus 650 on Caesars. I still like that. If you're looking for a long shot leg, I don't think that's a terrible one. So again, really like Donovan Clingan. Best bet of the day, his over in rebounds. Now, we spent a lot of time talking about him. Let's go through the other 2 picks and get on out of here. My second play of the day is going to be simple. It's Rui Hachimura of the Los Angeles Lakers over 13.5 points, minus 120. I don't see the line going off 13.5. If it goes to 14.5, I don't hate it there. I do like his matchup a lot as the Lakers are on the road taking on the Nuggets. Now, the Lakers are 7-point dogs here. Kind of makes sense. Then what have the Nuggets won? 10 straight games, nine in a row? They've been really good. They are fully healthy. I like Rui Hachimura, though, in the spot, given, now that the Nuggets are fully healthy, they had Aaron Gordon, Michael Porter Jr., and those guys. You kind of need some size in there with Rui Hachimura, and he's a very versatile defender. Something I love about Rui is that he might actually guard Jokic tonight. It wouldn't shock me, because honestly, Jackson Hayes, if they put him on Jokic, it's just going to be destruction. So maybe we see, I don't know what JJ Redick's going to do in this game. It'll be interesting. All that matters is I think Rui Hachimura plays a good amount of minutes, and I really like the matchup for him to score the basketball, which he's been doing really consistently as of late. Now, obviously, we're going to dive into these numbers. When we've seen Rui play without Anthony Davis, he's had a pretty good track record. Like, these are the games without AD. Obviously, Luka Doncic is in there, still not looking 100%. What you really want to look at is the games with Luka. They've played in 3 games together, and in those games, he's over in all 3. 21, 19, and 17 points. What I really like, though, if you zoom on in, and sorry, I didn't have this zoomed in a little bit more, the field goal attempts. This game, 8 of 14. This game, 8 of 15, and 7 of 16. Now, granted, Dalton Connect didn't play here. Dorian Finney-Smith, Gabe Vincent, whatever, those guys didn't play. But more or less, he's been with a pretty active lineup, and he's been getting the volume that we love to see. And really, when he's gotten the volume this season, he's been very, very good. He's a very high efficiency type guy. Well, it's knock on wood, he keeps that going. But again, when he gets 10 or more shots, over nearly 70% a game. So he's been really consistent. Technically, his one game this season, head-to-head wise against them, was he didn't play well. Again, only 7 shots. So in 22 minutes, they lost by nearly 30 points, scored 10 points. I just feel like we're far away from that. He probably plays more than that tonight. So, and again, that was with AD, LeBron, Reeves, and those guys. So I see this as a good spot. Why? Because you look at how Rui scores his points, spot up shooting. So the number one method of scoring, spot up, nearly 35% of his points. That's where the Nuggets rank second to last defensively, 29th. And we know with guys out there like Luka Doncic and LeBron James, what are they doing? They're setting them up with some easy looks. Reeves, heck, the same thing too. So Rui's a great cutter. Michael Porter Jr. might be a little bit lazy on defense, and maybe he cuts behind him. He's good at scoring in transition, which given with a total at 240.5, they're clearly expecting a faster paced game. And when they're in fast pace, Rui's spotting up in the corners, knocking down those shots. but he's also cutting to the hoop, getting some easy lands, and I'm not really too worried about the rim protection of the Utah, or not the Utah Jazz, Denver Nuggets tonight. So I really like Rui. I'll take his over 13.5 points. I think he can come through once again for us. He's been really good. Let's hope he shoots efficiently tonight, like he has been doing. Typically a high efficiency type guy. Just go knock down the threes. His 2+ threes is like minus 140. So pretty dang juiced. Final play of the day, a first quarter prop. And this is going to be one that, for whatever reason, you guys have started to hate this guy. And he's been one of our most cash worthy players in the last few seasons. He's been so good. I get it's not a great year for him, but again, this guy's a beast. Why are we hating on him? It's the process. Joel Embiid over in first quarter points. Yeah, you see that over 7.5 Q1 points, over 9.5 Q1 points. Now, the 7.5 is a line that was minus 130 on Bet365. I lowered our risk down to only 3/4 of a unit. If you don't have the ability to take 10 plus Q1 points, which is like an alt line, which I think is only available on Bet365, I would just play a full unit on the regular over 7.5. But obviously, I like the value of plus 160 for asking him for another bucket. And I really do think this is a good spot to back Joel Embiid in the first quarter. And I'll touch on why and why I really like this matchup for him. But again, a quarter unit on the 10 plus, only a 3/4 on a regular over 7.5. I personally think this line should be 8.5. If, like I said, I'd play it up to about minus 150. I think this line is well mispriced, and I really think we might be in a good spot for Joel Embiid. Now, why do I really like the process in the first quarter? And there's a reason I'm only doing 1 unit total, because first quarter props can be volatile. It's not like a full game where you got extra quarters to get it done. You're in and you're out. You either win or we lose pretty quickly. We know. And I really think this is a great spot to back Joel Embiid. Now, no one needs to tell you. We were on Joel Embiid in his last game, and he stunk it up. He was absolutely terrible. In terms of points-wise, he was not very good. We saw he only scored 15 points in the game. However, first quarter, he still got to the 8, which we need. Now, you'll see he hasn't had a lot of games where he's gotten to 10-plus points, where it's like 15, 15, 10, and 10. However, let's look at the matchup. He's facing the Brooklyn Nets, who, head-to-head wise, 15 points against him. Also, last year, only had game 13 points. So, again, a matchup he's played well in. But the real reason I really like this play, and obviously he's dominated them before, and I don't expect it to change. I mean, they're bad into free throws, bad in post-up and stuff like that. The real reason I really like it, and the reason I'm on it for 10-plus, is because Joel Embiid kind of shifted his rotation last game. Nick Nurse changed what we're used to seeing from Embiid, and that would be him playing the full first quarter. You see that in the last game against Boston, 12 minutes. Now, why is that important? Because in a lot of these games, 8 minutes, I guess he played 12 minutes here. Gratz played 12 minutes against the Nets, but again, the other game, 7. They're monitoring his minutes, so he didn't play a ton in the first quarter. Last game, he got the usual 12 minutes. And why is that important? Well, because last year, pick out any of these games, and I'd pretty much bet, besides these Knicks games, that he played all 12. Magic, 12. You see, that was his rotation last season. And you can see on the screen, he averaged 11 points per game in the first quarter. And when he played all 12, he was averaging 12.6. If you improve it to basically every single game last season when he played 12 or more minutes, he averaged 12 points per game in the first quarter when he played all 12 in the first. Going over this line in nearly 80 to 90% of games, he was over this line when he played the full first quarter. And if you're looking at the 10-plus line, over 76%. So again, when he was going over 7.5, he was going over the 9.5 to 10-plus line. Now, obviously, this season, he has not played the full first quarter too often. He has played it 3 times. Against the Warriors, not a great matchup. They also lost by 40, so we're getting smoked. They went 2 for 6, so the volume wasn't great. They also don't give up a lot of free throws. Again, against the Nets, who he plays tonight, 15. And technically, he cashed the regular line here with the over. 2 for 5 shooting. Not the greatest game. I mean, 2 for 5 is decent. But the Celtics, a little bit tougher matchup than the Brooklyn Nets. So, again, I'm really confident that if we can keep this 12-minute rotation that he just got, if we stay at that, which I don't think there's a reason to switch it off. He's healthy now. He's played in 1, 2, 3, 5 straight games. I think it's reasonable to say he continues to play well. Also, coming off a terrible game where they got smoked, he played terrible. I think it's a great spot to back him. So, again, I really like his overs tonight. You'll see that. 7.5 first quarter points, 3/4 unit. I would put a full unit on that if you don't have the ability to take 10-plus, but I'm taking the 10-plus because I think it's good value at plus 160. Again, do whatever you guys want with your money, but I really do think this is a line that should be 8.5 or 9.5. If he's going to continue to play the full 12 minutes, Hell, we're going to keep taking it. And let's see actually what his schedule looks like. Because if he goes over tonight, we might have to just keep rolling with it because that line's just too low for Joel Embiid. He's just, I mean, the line shouldn't be that low. Their next game, we're kind of getting ahead of ourselves here. Their next game's against the Bulls. No, his line will not be at 7.5 first quarter against the Bulls. Sad. That's how it be. But again, really like Joel Embiid, third and final play of the day. Technically, it's 2 plays. You get what I mean. We're taking his right over first quarter points. That's what we're rolling with. So those are my favorite picks. I'll scroll them down below at the bottom of the screen one last time for y'all. First one would be Donovan Clingan's over and rebounds for 1 unit. A little sprinkle on the 10 plus rebounds. Second play would be Rui Hachimura's over in points. The third play is, again, that small little sprinkle on his 10 plus points for Joel Embiid in the first quarter, as well as just 3/4 of a unit on the over 7.5. If you don't know what units are, just a standard bankroll management term. Typically 1% of your bankroll is 1 unit. So mixing it up today technically looks like a lot of picks, but really it's only 3 picks that kind of all go hand in hand, just taking a little bit of a small little ladder up to the next line. Those are my picks. Enjoy your Saturday. Have a great day, and I'll see you guys back again Sunday morning, hopefully with the brooms out, and I'll be at my parents' house, which, if you know, we're pretty hot there. So stay tuned for Sunday. It's going to be a good day. See you then. Peace.